Good morning, everyone. We will get started now. I know there'll be a few more people joining, but we'll get started right at 11 here. My name is Justin St. Pierre. I'm the Business Development Officer for the town of Prescott, and thank you for joining us for what I believe is our 6th digital skills webinar for Digital Main Street. Digital Main Street is a province-wide program. It's running throughout in Ontario right now that helps small businesses digitize their business and implement digital solutions to business problems. Through the Digital Main Street programs, there was the Digital Transformation Grant, which provided direct funding to small businesses to help them with digital technologies. The most recent round of that closed in December, but a new round should be opening up in the spring. There's the Shop Here program, which allows you to start a Shopify website for free and have it built by an expert. And there's the Digital Service Squad program, which allows businesses to receive direct one-on-one support from our Digital Service Squad coordinator, Digital Main Street coordinator, Elizabeth. Today, Elizabeth will be hosting the Leveling Up with Square webinar with Don Tuteki McDougall from 1set426 in Prescott. If you're interested in Digital Main Street programs, you can visit prescott.ca/invest to find out more. And if you're not in South Grenville, which is Prescott, Edwardsburg, and Augusta, you can find your Digital Main Street contact by going to digitalmainstreet.ca. So without further ado, here is Elizabeth.
Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Just a quick overview of what we'll cover today. We're going to go over what Square is and the features that it provides. We also have Square hardware, software, as well as the Square website platform. And of course, we also have our guest speaker, Dawn, who is going to talk about her experience with Square as well. And then at the end, we do have a question period. So if you have questions for myself or for Dawn, you can ask us then. So just a quick overview. So Square is a point of sale payment processor. So you can accept payments anywhere. It's portable. It can connect to your smartphone or your tablet, and it works with Apple products as well as Android. So it can be any type of smartphone or tablet. You can take mobile and in-store payments. It offers, like I mentioned, hardware, software, as well as a website platform. They also have a suite of software solutions, so you can really manage all aspects of your business from one system. It's quite affordable, it's user-friendly, and you can manage your business from any device, anywhere. And everything is synced across it as well, so you don't have to worry about updating it on your tablet as well as your computer and then your phone. It all goes to all locations. So moving on to features, they offer real-time analytics, sales reporting, an administrative dashboard, inventory management. They offer marketing, so you can do some email marketing if you want to do like a newsletter, customer relationship tracking. They also offer payroll and employee management, so you can actually manage like your employees' schedules through the Square app. And of course, you have the ability to take and process orders. So how to get started? Of course, you have to create your account. You can create it for free online, but you want to make sure that you are using your business email, because all communication from Square is going to go to whatever email you create your account with. So every time you get an order from your website, it's going to go to that email. Or when you get paid from Square, it's also going to go to that email. So you want to make sure it's the one that's associated with your business. The next step is to download the Square app. So it's a point of sale app. It's available in the App Store. It's a free app. You can customize it or your online dashboard as well, specifically for your business. So you can customize it based off of inventory, your customers, and then the type of data that you are hoping to collect. And then the third step is to purchase your hardware. You can order your hardware through the Square website, or oftentimes some of the smaller items will be available at places like Staples or Walmart if you wanted to go in person. You can always start small because you can expand in the future. All of the products work together. As long as you sign in with your account, everything will be synced in there for you. And then once you've purchased your hardware, you're able to accept your first payment. So moving on to payment, there are all different types you can accept credit and debit payments, but it also works with Apple Pay or Google Pay, so people can use their smartphone to tap their credit card. And depending on the machine, it can accept swipe, chip, and tap options. Some machines have more options than others, but all of them work with credit and debit cards. Some of the features they offer in terms of payment, you can send invoices to clients through your Square dashboard. And you also have the option to enter payment information manually. So if you want to take like an order over the phone, you could process it through your Square app as well. And you can also create customer profiles. So you can look at their purchase history. So if you were doing some marketing, you could see what products they usually purchase and then target them with those. In terms of fees, Square is like really affordable. You pay per sale, you don't pay a large overhead fee. So debit purchases, you pay 10 cents, and then credit purchases, you pay 2.65%. So it's really great for when you're first starting out. If you don't have a ton of sales yet, you're only paying per transaction. You're not paying a large fee with unlimited transactions. After the fees are removed, the remaining profit will be transferred into your, directly into your bank account within 1 to 2 business days. When you first sign up with Square, you're going to enter all of your banking information, and then it's just going to go directly into there for a super seamless process. Moving on to hardware, they have a lot of different options for hardware. We're going to go over the main setups, and then we will discuss the accessories after that you can build your setup with. So they have a reader for Magstripe, a contactless reader, the Square terminal, the Square stand, and then the larger one, which is the Square register. So we will take a look at each of those. So the first one is the Square reader for Magstripe. It's just a small device. It connects into the bottom of your phone. You can see in that picture at the bottom. It'll only accept when you swipe your card. So you can't tap or do any of those things with it, but it's really great when you're first starting out. When you create your account, you can get one for free. If you already have an account and you didn't take advantage of it yet, that's okay because it's only $10. So it's a really affordable option. And again, you only pay per sale, so you don't pay a large overhead fee as well. So it's portable, it connects to your smartphone. So if you are working like a market or something like that, you're able to use this. It's managed through the Square app on your cell phone. So if someone has to put in like their PIN information, then they would have to use your phone. So that's not always ideal, but it's still a great option. And it doesn't print a physical receipt for you, but it does offer the option to email or text the receipt to the customer. The next one is the contactless reader. This is like the next generation version of the last one we looked at. This one's really popular. I see it all the time. It's great for on the go. If you do like farmers markets, you'll see a lot of people have these now. I think it's really great. Again, you only pay per transaction. You don't pay an overhead fee to operate it. It will connect to your smartphone through Bluetooth. And it does have a really long lasting battery, so you don't have to worry about like it dying in the middle. It does last a really long time. It's user friendly. It's easy to figure out. It's a little bit larger than the last one we looked at. You can see like a size reference there in the top picture. And you can also buy an accessory for this to be like a little stand. You can buy a stand for it through Square to make it more of a permanent setup. But it's still really affordable. It retails for $60. And again, receipts are via email or text. It doesn't offer a print option. Moving on to the Square terminal. This is another really popular option. This one's great because it's an all-in-one machine, so you don't need a smartphone or a tablet to operate it. It's portable, and the connected device and the card reader are all in the one device. And you can see on the side, there's an option to swipe. There's an option at the bottom to insert your card, and then at the top, you can also tap. So it has a lot of different options for payment. And one big thing about this one is it does print a receipt. So that's really great if that's something that you're looking for, but it still offers text or email receipts as well. This one is really great for businesses that need their employees to take payments on the go. So if you have a restaurant and you do delivery, this is a great option for you because then you don't need to send your cell phone with them to accept the payment. It's just all in one. Moving on to the Square Stand. So this one allows like any tablet to become a stationary point of sale system. So you can use an iPad or any other tablet of your choice. You can actually purchase an iPad through Square as well when you buy the stand at a discounted rate. The stand is able to swivel, so you can turn it around to face the customer so they can, if they need to sign, or if you have options to add a tip, or to choose their receipt preference. It's compatible with all of the Square accessories. So in the future, if you want it to expand to like a receipt printer or a barcode scanner, maybe a cash box, you can do all of those things with this model as well. The last one is kind of the biggest machine. It's everything all in one. It's a really nice design. It looks very sleek and high tech. It's the most permanent stationary all-in-one product. It includes the stand and the device, and it actually comes with a customer-facing screen as well. So you can see that on the bottom, that faces the customer. So this one's really nice because then you don't have to turn your screen around. There's no one touching like your screen. You don't have to touch theirs. It's really nice. And it accepts swipe, chip, and tap options for payment. And again, you can always expand in the future and add a cash box or a barcode scanner or a printer. And there's actually an option, you can see it's connected through a cord there on the bottom. There are options to buy a longer cord as well if you have like a larger countertop. Moving on to accessories. Square has a ton of accessories, mostly like printers and cash drawers, things like that. They can be added to any point of sale system that you purchase through Square. They all work seamlessly together. They have a lot of different options for printers. They have an Ethernet or a USB printer. They also have a barcode or label printer. They do offer a kitchen printer, which is really cool. So if you have the Square point of sale system at your front counter and you're taking orders there, it'll print into the kitchen for you. Or if you're doing some online orders through your Square website, if somebody orders like a dinner online, it'll print right to your kitchen so you can get started. They also have a sticky label printer. This is great if you offer shipping. You can print your shipping labels and stick them on, and then you just have to drop them off at the post office, and it will save you quite a bit of time. And they also sell printer paper for all of these different options. They have barcode scanners as well, so you can choose either Bluetooth or USB. And they do offer cash drawers as well, like I mentioned, so you can have a printer-driven cash drawer or a USB. They also have stands. I mentioned for the contactless reader, you can buy a little stand to just make it a little bit more permanent. Extension cords, if you have a larger surface. They also have replacement pieces on their website, which is great if you do have problems with them. I know a lot of people that have had theirs for a really long time. They seem to be quite durable. But if you are in need of that, you can find it on the Square website. They also have a USB scale. So again, if you are shipping orders, this is a great option for you to weigh your products before you pack them to determine that shipping price. And they also have countertop mounts if you want to mount your point of sale system. Moving on to software. So they have a point of sale app for all the Square devices. It can be used to accept and process payments, but it also has a ton of other features, which we're going to go over. So it has real-time analytics, sales reporting. There's a Square dashboard where you can manage different aspects of your business, inventory management, customer relationship management, employee management, which I mentioned earlier, like you can schedule all of their work schedules on there. And then there's also payroll and invoicing. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with Square. They also have Square for retail, so it's specifically for retailers, and there's a strong emphasis on inventory management, but it also includes customer relationship management, multiple purchase options. And then another cool feature is that it offers multiple delivery options on your website. So if you want to have like in-store pickup or curbside pickup, which is quite popular these days, and you can also manage your shipping through it as well. They also have a software for appointments. So if you are a service business that is built around appointments, this is a great option for you. You can manage all of your online bookings. You can manage your employees' calendars and also your customer relationships as well. So you can see their history. Moving on to employee management. So you can have your employees clock in and out through your Square system. You can also set different access levels to certain areas of the Square system for different employees. So if you wanted someone to only be able to check out customers, they'll only be able to manage that part. They won't see any of the back end, but then you could have a different level for like yourself or a manager that can access all of the back end part. You can also track sales by employee. They can sign in on there. You can also track, their hours worked because they're clocking in and out on the Square system. And they have a full service payroll system, which is really cool. So you can pay by either salary or an hourly rate. And you can also pay like short-term contracts as well. Like if you have someone come in to fix something in the store, you can pay them through your Square app. You can import time cards and tips. And the best part about Square is that you can do it from anywhere. So as long as you have the device that you're signed in on, you can pay staff from home, you can pay them from the office, you can pay them on vacation, wherever you want, as long as you have a device that you're signed in on. These features are a part of a paid plan, so it's not in the free version when you just download the app. But if you are a larger business, this would be a great option. Moving on to customer management, or customer relationship management, you'll have a customer directory. You can add customers, you can send them digital receipts, you can see their past purchase history. You can also offer loyalty cards through Squares or like a loyalty program. So, if you purchase 5 things, the next time you get a discount, you could set that up through your Square system. And you can also do custom rewards for customers. So maybe you wanted to do like a birthday reward or something like that to a really loyal customer. That's an option as well. Moving on to inventory management. So you will receive low inventory alerts. You can manage your stock from your dashboard. So either like on your point of sale system device, or you can also access it online as well. And there are tools available to create and print barcodes as well if you want to put those onto your products. You can manage inventory across multiple locations. So if you have 2 stores, you can manage both of those with Square. There is integration with your online store. This is really nice because you don't want to accidentally, if you sell out online and then somebody buys something in store, you're going to run into some issues. So it's really nice that it's just all synced up for you. And you'll get automated reporting on your cost of goods sold, margins, projected profit estimates, and your profit margins as well. Moving on to marketing. So they have email design tools. So if you want to send out, a newsletter or a notice about a sale or some new products or daily specials, things like that, you can do all of that through Square. They have customer sign up, like I mentioned, automated campaigns. You can do discounts and coupon codes. So if you want to celebrate like the anniversary of your store with a coupon code, you can create that through Square. And then if you do an email marketing campaign, you will receive the analytics on it as well, which is really great. So moving on to the website, when you first create it, you can create one for free. There are options to have like a paid account. You can access some more features. We will go over the plans just after this, but it's really, if you're just starting out, I would stick with the free version as you're learning and trying to figure out the system, but it is incredibly user-friendly. Everything is very clear on there. They have little icons for everything. So if you can't figure out what you're looking for, you'll be able to find it. They also have a great support system as well. Similar to other platforms, they have free templates available and it's fully customizable to your branding. Especially if you do the paid version, you can pay for your own domain and all of those things. The analytics are produced for you. So you'll see that in the overview section of your dashboard. Your dashboard is like just the home page for the back end of the system. So it's right at the top, it'll say overview, and then right underneath, you'll see your analytics. You can view your sales. You can make it either by the week, by the day, by the month, whatever you choose. You'll see sales, page views, and unique visits. All three of those are available with the free version. And then if you're looking for more analytics, you would have to move up to a paid plan. So here is just an example of some of their plans. This is only the paid ones. This doesn't include the free one. But so you have the professional, performance, and premium at all different rates. It is technically cheaper if you pay a one-time fee at the beginning of the year. But if that's not something that's affordable for your business, they do offer month-to-month payments as well. They're just $5 or $10 more. But you can see below, there's all the different features that you can have. So as soon as you start paying for it, they will get rid of the Square branding. So when it's a free site, it'll say like powered by Square at the bottom in a little banner. You can start doing password protected pages. So if you're doing a new launch or something like that online, you can actually put a password on it so no one can get in until the exact time that you're launching the new product. And you can also have a custom domain and custom fonts. The next one has all the same as the previous, but added a few more. So you can accept PayPal payments. You can have reviews on your site. This is a really great feature. People love to see reviews. I know I like to look at them online to see if it's a good product. They also do abandoned cart emails, which is another great option. So if a customer goes on and puts, 3 or 4 things into their cart and then decides that, oh, actually, I'm not going to buy it, and they close it, they're going to get an email saying like, oh, you still have things left in your cart. Like, do you want to purchase? Like all of that kind of stuff. There's also gifting options and then even more reporting available. And then the premium obviously has the most features. You get the lowest processing rate and real-time shipping rate calculator, which is nice. And then of course, everything else that was included in the one before it. Creating your website is actually fairly easy with Square. So the first thing is you create your account with your email and you'll have to verify your account. If you purchased hardware before you build your website, make sure you just put in the account that you already have, because if you create a new one, it's not going to sync up across your devices. The next step is to customize your store. So you want to choose a template that you like and then add your brand colors, your logo, all of those things. The next step is to customize your pages or like the sections of your site. So if you want like an about page with some information about your business and then a shopping page, and then maybe you have a blog on it as well, you can add all of those. The blog, though, you have to have a paid plan to have a blog on there. It's not available with the free version. The next step is to upload your inventory or your content, and then you'll click publish site and it'll be live and you can share it with all of your friends and family. So that's what I have today. We're going to move on to our guest speaker, Dawn. She is going to talk about her experience with Square, the products she has. She'll talk about some of the support she received from them. Dawn is the owner of One Set 426. She started her business in December of 2017, and she's used Square for her business since the beginning. And as her business grew, she grew with the Square products as well. So I will pass it over to her.
Hi. I've had Square since I started, as Elizabeth said, and I started off with the tiny mobile readers, and I have one for the iPhone and one for Android. And then I moved up to the Tap, which worked really well. So it synced with iPad, and I could do all my transactions, inventory and everything, and people could tap to pay or insert. But it only went up to, I think at that point it was $100 that they could tap for, and otherwise they would have to insert it. So I moved up then to the terminal. I've had this, I think in the summer it will be 2 full years that I've had the terminal, and it works great. And it is also a printer. So you put the printer paper in here, and so it prints the receipt from here. And I really like the terminal because I can do parts of my inventory on here. Like I could add new stock. I just can't take any photos, and I can't, from the terminal, you can't add anything to the online store. You actually have to be on the online dashboard to be able to show that it's not hidden anymore. I don't need to go into depth, I guess, about that because it's a little bit complicated, but I really like it. I really like the terminal. It's nice on the counter. It's small. I can disconnect it to walk around if I want to. And I also have the USB barcode scanner, which I moved to once I started to have more inventory, which is the most useful thing about the whole process, is that this syncs with Square, because if you have a lot of inventory, it's much easier to cash people out with a barcode scanner. I guess that's why all the big places use it. And it's for inventory too, it makes it really easy because so now I've moved up to the Retail Plus with Square, which is another app. There's several different apps, they all do different things, but so I have the retail app. And so this year for doing inventory, what we could do is just walk around with the iPad, point it at a barcode, and it would say how many items were supposed to be there, and you could just check yes or no, and it automatically updated the inventory. So it took my inventory from almost 2 weeks of counting everything in the store manually and then updating Square to just being able to walk up to the products, point and shoot. So it took 4 of us less than 2 days to do the entire inventory in the store, which was incredible in savings because I hired people to do that, and time, and just making sure everything is there. And it also pops up a picture. So hiring people last year was okay, but sometimes with just the name, they didn't know what they were looking for, because I have like probably 40 different pairs of pants here. So with them not having ordered it, for them to find the name of the item, it was very confusing. A lot of things are similar, prices are similar. So being able to use that is like a tremendous savings all around. So I really like Square products. As I've moved up, obviously you can purchase things as you can afford them. You don't have to have a terminal. The little tap Square works really well, and so did the slide Square piece. But I think every time I move up, I really enjoy the extra features of Square. So that's my hardware. I would say that the website fee is different from, so Retail Plus, I pay about $90 for that a month, and I pay for the website separately. And I just have I think it's around $40, that package. And it's US fees, so there's always a little bit of, there can be a little bit of a difference sometimes in how much it comes across as. But I think they're both really good. And the one thing that I like is when I was moving up, they'll often give you a 30-day trial for things. So I tried Retail Plus late last year, and I just wasn't ready to spend $100 a month basically for it. But this year with the changes in inventory, I really needed it. So I think it was nice to be able to have had that opportunity to go into the system, use it for the 30 days to see whether you need those features or not before committing to having to pay for them every month. Some of the other things that I like, Oh, so one thing, the website. So I was originally on a Wix website, which does integrate with Square in some ways, but not the inventory. So I either had to, download the inventory and then bring it to Wix, or do two separate inventories, which was started to be a little bit crazy because it's just so much work. It's double the work. I liked Wix because you had a lot more freedom of doing the website, what you included, but it was also more difficult. And if you made a mistake, it was sometimes not something that you could correct without a technical background. Square is a lot easier. You have a template. You can follow it. You can customize it quite a bit. So it's more hands-on for people that don't have a ton of skills making websites, but you can still make it yours. I feel like my website is the way I want it to be. And as I learn more skills, there's some other features that I can use. It's not, if you're somebody who can develop your own website, it may not be enough for you, but I think for the average person, Square is great and offers a lot of different tools for you to be able to make your website your own. The inventory, putting in inventory. So this is good and bad. You can do your inventory from anywhere on Square, the terminal, your iPad, the desktop. This is one thing that I don't like though, is there are so many apps. There are at least 6 apps because there's retail, there's a Weebly app for your iPad. There's a new photo studio app. And sometimes you have to hit 2 or 3 of the apps to upload one thing. So for instance, you can't add a photo on the Square on one feature on, I think it's on the iPad app. You can't add the tags. I have to do that either on the terminal or on the dashboard. It's just a little bit finicky because as they've grown, they've bought different businesses, and as they bring them into their collection to work with Square, there's some integrations that they have to work on, and that can take quite a time. So today I was just noticing that they announced that they're working with Afterpay. So that's an integration that will be super helpful because people will be able to order something from the website and pay in installments if they want to. I'm sure most people are familiar with Afterpay now. Some of the other integrations that I use are for QuickBooks. So I don't have to log every sale anymore into QuickBooks or try to figure out some way to do that. And I don't use QuickBooks for my inventory anymore because Square is, the Retail Plus gives me the cost of goods sold. So I use that separately from Square, where before I was trying to do it through QuickBooks, which was quite difficult to do because the sales didn't match up with the QuickBooks inventory. So, but it does put in all my sales. So if I have 30 sales in a day, I don't have to go in and manage each of those and say who it was and how much. It goes automatically overnight into my QuickBooks, and then my bookkeeper can just log in and see everything. Square also has integrations so that you can have a bookkeeper or a web designer. It's under the employee permissions. You can give people temporary permissions. So if they want to work on your website, that is included in there. I don't know where I'm going now. So again, I like the hardware that I have. I would like to move up to, so actually with the terminal that I have, you can actually link this to your iPad app to be able to use this as a separate point of sale for the customer, where all they have access to is payments. But there are some features when you do it that way that that I can't use anymore with the terminal. So I don't choose to turn that on, but I do like the upgraded system where you have the separate pin pad for them and then you can work on your own, because there are things that I wouldn't want them to have access to while they're using it, which right now they could sometimes by accident get into those features. I'm always here, so it's not a problem, but I could see if you're handing it to an employee to take to somebody at a table, they could have access to those functions. I do like that you can do it anywhere. Some days I wake up at 3:30, 4 in the morning, and I'm adding stock or checking things, checking analytics. You can connect your Google Pixels so that you can also integrate your Square with Google so that you can use their analytics as well to see how you're performing if you're using any Google ads. It integrates with Instagram so that you can do some shopping from Instagram and your store. It integrates with Facebook, PayPal. I think it, being able to work with Google Pay and Apple Pay is really tremendous advantage as well. The support. So I've always found that you get, good support from Square. Anytime that I've had a problem, I actually keep their 1-800 number though written on my cash, because it's very difficult to find when you need it, because they would rather you send an email or go to the Square support. So I've just kept it once I get it so that I can call them directly. And now with Retail Plus, I can also call, I have a manager that I can email who is my manager and who gets back to me quite quickly, but I've never, it's not instant. You have to have somebody, you have to wait for somebody to call you back. So in the moment, if it's not working, if something's not working, it's probably not helpful. But we've had other, through our businesses, Moneris and things like that. And it really, I find the service with Square is on par or better than some of those other services. And again, so for instance, you don't pay for any cash transactions. So I think paying a fee for credit and debit is on par with, again, other things. So when I started, I did, my son got Square for me. He signed up in his email. So starting out with your proper email or your business email, whatever you want to use, is a good thing, because I can never change that now. He's always going to be on as his, that he's the owner of the store right now, because he started it for me. So 5 years later, that's not great, but I've learned to live with it. So I got my domain name, and don't have an email yet, but I'm getting that this year. I got it from GoDaddy. Again, with GoDaddy, there's a lot of personal service. So if you call in with a problem, they're calling back. Where with Google, good luck trying to reach somebody. Facebook, same thing. Good luck trying to reach somebody, and they try to hurry you off the phone as quickly as they can. But I found that Square and GoDaddy have like pretty exceptional service. I do use the Square gift cards. It's through a company called eCards. So you can just buy the physical gift card. You can also, there's an online version that you can pick, and I have that on my website. I talked already about the QuickBooks integration and the social media integration. So practically, I just love that you can have it anywhere. Now there's some of the features don't work on Android, like for instance, my Retail Plus will not work on my phone because I have a Google phone, so I can't use it there, but it does work on my iPad. And then there is a desktop site that I can go to for that. The new photo studio is nice because you can take a picture of, like say if I was taking a picture of this mug right now, normally I would have to try to like put on a blank background and everything. With the new photo studio, it's only for iPad or Apple products, but you can take a picture of this anywhere and it's going to take away the background, and then you can actually use your branding colors as the back of it. So it's been pretty good. I really like it. There's a little bit, sometimes with clothing, a little bit of blurred edges that I'm not keen on, but it's a new app. So I think it's just going to continue to get better. And it is nice that it's the right size when you save it, because it won't slow your website down. Where if I take the photo myself, I have to then resize each image before I put it on the website, which can take quite a while too. I find it pretty trouble-free. I run out of paper a lot, but that means I'm busier. The little cartridges are pretty small, so you just get a big pack. You can order it from Square or from Staples, and it pops in pretty quickly, not a problem. And again, it's been almost 2 years, and I haven't had really hardly any problems with any of the hardware itself. Elizabeth, maybe you can jump in. Maybe I'm forgetting something.
That was great. Thank you so much. I feel like you gave us a real life example of how we can use the Square products in our stores. You can find Dawn online at once426.com, also in store in downtown Prescott, and as always on social media as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. I really appreciate it, Dawn. Moving on to our next webinar, I just want to let you guys know we have one more left in our winter webinar series. It is 3 digital transformations, and we're going to be talking with 3 local business owners about how they transformed their business with Digital Main Street. So that is on February 23rd at 11 a.m. You can find your tickets on Eventbrite. We also offer digital service. This is our digital service menu. If you're located in South Grenville, we are more than happy to help you. And like Justin mentioned earlier, if you aren't located in South Grenville, you can find your coordinator online at digitalmainstreet.com. So if anyone has any questions for myself or for Don, please let us know. And thank you for joining.
Dawn, sorry, I didn't catch there. What was the total monthly cost of like the entire system that you're utilizing between the POS, the website hosting?
Well, I'd have to go on and look to be positive, but I think the website, the plan that I have is just under $40. Like I think it comes out to $39.55 or something. And then I'm pretty sure the Retail Plus is over 90. Like I think it's close to 96 or something like that.
Wow, that is extremely affordable. Like based on what I'm just completely overwhelmed with what you're getting for that amount, and you know, just the broad range of business tools that are integrated into that system. It's amazing. I would highly recommend it to any business. This has been extremely beneficial.
And you can to get that same plan with QuickBooks. It costs extra as well to be able to do inventory. And it's just irrational to have to go and put your inventory in. Like you can't scan it into QuickBooks. So it's every time you buy something, you have to like, you know, this many tops, and then it doesn't link up properly then, right? So to be able to pay that one fee to be able to satisfy my accountant and to not drive myself crazy, spending all my time just working on inventory, like to be able to do that inventory in less than 2 days. Like when the girls said, do you have any more? And I said, no, I think we've done everything in the store. It was just because last year, literally it was 2 weeks of coming in and writing on papers and going to QuickBooks and updating Square and QuickBooks. It was just, I didn't think I was going to survive it. So to be able to just take the iPad and point it at something and you click a button and that's it. It's that piece is done. It's really an effective product that way.
Well, it's something actually that we've been exploring for our new visitor center that's opening in conjunction with our new museum in downtown Prescott. So we're looking at that combination of a really good inventory management system, POS, and some of those digital e-commerce integrations as well. So I'm really foreseeing this as being that tool.
Even when you're just have the free app, the inventory is good. Like you have an inventory, it just doesn't do the cost of goods sold. So you wouldn't input what it cost you and then do the breakdown of profit. So it's more robust to do the Retail Plus. But if you're just starting out small, the inventory is really good. And again, it is like if somebody buys something in the store, it's off the website immediately. So there's no waiting. And that's even with obviously you're paying for the website, but if you still had the free Square services, you wouldn't be paying any extra for that.
Oh, I'm excited.
I think that's the main advantage of Square is that you can customize it to what your business needs. You don't have to pay a huge fee for all of these features that you don't necessarily need for your business right now. But then at the same time, as you grow, you can always add on and you don't have to start over from scratch with a whole new system. It just all moves along with it, which is so nice.
Well, and I really like that it's geared to the customer satisfaction, right? So you don't have customers running into a situation where they're trying to purchase a product and disappointed because all of a sudden something's out of stock. I'm sure we've all been in that very disappointing situation before. So
yeah.
Well, not that it never happens, because you also have to make sure the input the stuff going in is correct.
For sure.
Yeah, it's a really great system, and the fact that you can, like, I haven't chosen to do marketing yet, so I'm not paying for marketing. I haven't chosen to do the coupons yet, so I'm not paying for that, but there is a free portion of that I can use. So I can make a discount coupon. I just can't. So as you grow, you pay, but you don't have to pay when you're, just a real advantage, so you can put the money into the other parts of your business without just putting it into a system before you're even making money.
Yeah, and then becoming disappointed and, you know, disheartened right at the beginning because you're paying so much for all these tools that you're not utilizing. we're getting the best value out of.
They also will give you credits as well before you buy, like for the email marketing, for example. If you don't have the paid account to access that, you get 3 free credits to start out. So you can actually send 3 email campaigns, try it out, see if you get sales from it. And then if it was worth it to you, then you can invest in it as well, which is really nice that you get that like free trial.
Well, and even if you look at the retail manager that I have, she was my retail manager before I bought the system. So as soon as I did the 30-day trial, even though it was probably almost a year before I actually bought it, she became my manager during that time when I wasn't paying for it. So I didn't necessarily know that, but every time I'd ask a question, she would be the one getting back to me. And so even, I just like that they dedicate people to helping increase your business and sales without always adding a dollar sign.
Mhm. Oh, that's fantastic.
One
Very
thing I was
timely.
wondering, Don, I know you have some, I don't know if you call them vendors, but people who have stuff in your store. Is there a customization you use or can use to sort of separate those sales out from your main channels?
No, and I've largely stopped that, not because of Square, but because accounting is a bit of a nightmare because I have to charge GST now, and a lot of the people that I was working with were not charging GST and didn't want to charge GST, and my bookkeeper was a little bit. I didn't want to have people that have cash to pay for all the things in the store, but I have to charge now GST on everything I sell. So there was a little bit of it was going to be a little bit more complex for me to continue to do that. So I've largely stopped. If something's in the store, I've usually paid people for it now to have it in the store. Just because, again, more from an accounting perspective than the Square, but you could, like, there are different categories. So for instance, if I had jewelry from someone, they could have their own categories. So I could separate out what their sales were by item, by category. Yeah, I think it was quite easy to figure out what they, at the end of the month, I could see what I sold of their items.
Okay. I also, when you mentioned the photo studio function on the iOS, I've used that for other photos, but I hadn't thought how useful that would be for photographing your items and getting a clear background. That
And
would
to
be
have,
great.
you can choose the background too, right? So they have, there's not a ton of colors, it's a new thing. So I'm sure it will become more robust as it goes, but it's just nice, especially for a quick shot. If I don't have time, say I'm putting it in the inventory, but I don't have time to take some quality shots. It just does a nice job of separating it from, like, I can just take it hanging on the wall amongst a whole bunch of other things, and it just makes it a clear picture. And then I can change the background color. So eventually I'm hoping to find a way to make my backgrounds on my website more cohesive, which is going to be hard because a lot of the pictures I get from the vendors themselves, the big brands have their own pictures, so I can't do it with everything. But for some of my own in-store items, I'd like them to all have the same background, have the same look, so that will help.
I'm sorry, can you specify where you find this?
So it's an app that you can get for the iPad, and it's called Square Photo Studio, I think. So you would just download it. And so I'm just looking for it here on my iPad to see if I can pull it up. It's a Square Photo Studio. And once you've downloaded it, so when you take the picture, the other thing too is at the end, it asks if you want to upload it directly to Square, or if you want to save it in your photos and upload it yourself afterwards. Oh, so yeah, Square Photo Studio. I don't know if you can see this, but this is kind of what it comes up as. You just take the picture, and then it will separate out the background. I can't really do it right now because, it wants to separate my neighbor's truck in the background, as you can see. But, and then you click save, and it will be a picture like this. And then you can choose your background color so that when you put it on, again, this is just my neighbor's truck outside the window, but it's not the greatest picture, but it's really, like, I don't know how I would do that otherwise, right? And you can put it in your brand color. so that everything kind of
Super
looks
useful.
nice on the website, and it's super easy. And then you just ask it, it'll say, do you want to add to Square? You can say sell now. So I think it just puts it right in as an inventory product. I haven't used that. Or you can save to your photos if you want to do any further kind of manipulations. But one thing I found is I don't, their editing tools, it doesn't give you you can't turn it, can't rotate it. So that's a bit of a problem. So that's one of the other things I like about Square is when you find a problem with the product, if you go to support and make a code for it, they will work on that. As they put it in a queue, so the more people that ask for it, they'll work on it to correct that problem. So the fact that the picture I can't figure out how to rotate it, I would tell them, and if it's a problem with the software, eventually they put it in a queue and eventually it gets fixed. So I like that they're always upgrading even the static products that you already have to make them better.
Thank you very much. That's going to be super helpful.
It is a neat feature. I haven't seen it anywhere else yet, so I don't know if Shopify has something like that. But the minute they announced it, it's just great for doing quick shots where you need something up quickly, and you don't have time to stage a whole photo shoot for it.
Does anybody have any other questions? Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate having everyone here today, and we'll see you on the 23rd.